Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant one round of Japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshakarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Let us recite Bhagavad Gita shloka. We are reciting from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 15, text 5. If anyone needs to go first, please raise your hand. Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Mataji. 1 second.
Nirman.
Actually, I'll just remove the synonyms so it'll be easier to see the whole thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nirman moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandai vimuktaha sukha dukkha sangai gachanti amuraha padamavyam tat. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom.
Yes, thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Achit Priya Arundhati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Guru Maharaj, all glories to the assembled devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Yeah.
Nirmana Sangha Dosha, Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kama, Dvandvair Vimukta Sukha Dukkha Samjnai, Gachanti Muda Padam Avyayam Tam. Mataji, I cannot seem to translate. Oh, sorry, I will enlarge the screen. Sorry. You can see. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who unbewildered know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Narsimha Chaitanya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Spurti.
Nirmana moha chita sangha dosha adhyatma nitya prativritta kama dvande vimukta sukha dukkha samyar gacchantya padam avyayam tat. Translation: Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from dualities of happiness and distress, and who unbewildered know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person to attain the eternal kingdom.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Others are not here, Mataji.
Others are not there. Okay. Krishna Shish.
Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom.
Yes. Anyone else? I'll recite Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, text 5. Nirmana moha jita sangha dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sangyair gacchantya mudha padamavyayam tat. Those who are free from illusion, false prestige, illusion, and false prestige, illusion, and nirvana moha jita sangha dosha, and false association. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom. Okay. So let's read Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, commentaries of Acharyas. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1. Okay. So we have to quickly go over what we read yesterday already. Yes, Okay, we started here yesterday. Keshava. Okay, and also I'll share with you the shlokas so you know where we are. Keshava, where did Keshava come? Yeah, we read Kala, Kala Rupa, right? Kala. We read Kala is uh, Krishna, right? Kala. Then Keshava. So Lord Balaram. Keshava. Here, Keshava. Raje Vasan Kim Akaron Madhupuryam Cha Keshavaha. Lord Krishna, who lived in Mathura, I mean, who lived both in Vrindavan and Mathura, what did he do? Why did he kill Kamsa, his mother's brother? Such killing is not at all sanctioned. So the word Keshavaha is used, so that is being explained. Keshava means what? Keshava has ka, sha, and actually Keshava. So K means ka plus isha plus va. Okay, Keshava is ka plus isha plus va. So what is ka? Ka means Brahma. Isha means Lord Shiva. Okay, Keshava. That means, and Krishna is called Keshava. Why is he called Krishna? Why is he called Keshava? Because he is the personality of Godhead who captivates both Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva by his transcendental qualities. Because we know all three are Guna avatars. Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, all three are Guna avatars. But of the three, Lord Vishnu is Keshava. He captivates Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. So that is according to Srila Sanatan Goswami in Vaishnava Toshini. Then also we saw, remember when they went to the ocean of, to the shore of the milk ocean, Lord Brahma is the one who's taking Bhumi Devi. He took the demigods with him. Which demigods he took? All demigods, but specifically he went to Lord Shiva, right? He went to Lord Shiva also. So there it is said that all demigods accompanied by Trinayana, Lord Shiva, went to the shore of the ocean of milk and offered their prayers through the mantras of Purusha Sukta. So what do we understand from this? Demigods cannot directly approach Lord Vishnu, right? You have to go through, I mean, they cannot approach Lord Vishnu, and what to speak of approaching Lord Krishna. There is levels, layers, not layers, but levels, different levels. The topmost planet is Golok Vrindavan Dham, where Krishna is residing. Golok Anamni Nijadamni Talecha Tasya. Then Krishna, the original Adi Purusha, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govinda is Adi Purusha. That Govinda's first expansion is, of course, Lord Balaram. And Balaram, so he has four: Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha in Krishna Loka, Chaturvyuha, right? In Goloka. So they are in the corners of the four of Goloka, the Shweta Dvip. So where you have Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. This is the first Chaturvyuha coming from, expanding from Lord Balaram. Sankarshan, Aniruddha, Pradyumna and Vasudeva. So again from there, this is in the spiritual world, of course. Then the Sankarshan is expanding as Narayan in Vaikuntha. So that's next level down, Vaikuntha. Then in Vaikuntha you have Narayan, and Narayan again expands into another Chaturvyuha, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. That Sankarshan is again expanding. Then you have Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. And it is Kshirodakashaya Vishnu to whom all the demigods approached. They went to Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. What do you understand from this? That they cannot directly approach Krishna, and even Lord Vishnu cannot be approached directly by the demigods. Lord Brahma, as the head of the demigods, he is offering prayers, and Lord Vishnu spoke to Brahma through sound vibration in meditation. That means it's not, Krishna is not easily approachable. The Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu also, he's not just approachable by everyone. We are talking about managers, universal, leaders. They cannot just, everyone cannot just approach Lord Vishnu. There's a hierarchy. So these Vishnu expansions that we saw are different from Krishna, who resides in Golok Vrindavan. So again, Achintya Bheda Bheda is there. They are different and non-different also. But you should understand that they are actually different. They are different. It's not that Vishnu and Krishna are one and the same. Vishnu is Amsha of Krishna. You should not minimize Krishna's position. When it is said that the demigods offered prayers to the Lord by chanting the Purusha Sukta, this indicates that they pleased the Lord by enunciating prayers of bhakti. Okay, so they went there and they offered prayers. Then Vrishakapi. Where did Vrishakapi come? He. Hmm. 20. Vrishakapim. Right? Tatra Gatva Jagannatham. So there are three adjectives or qualifiers used for the Lord. He is Jagannatha, he is Devadeva, and he is Vrishakapi. Vrishakapi. Right? So Vrishakapi means what? Yeah. Vrishakapi. Vrisha. Vrisha and Kapi consists of two words. Vrisha means like Vrishti, rain. He rains the fulfillment of everyone's desires, and Kapi means he takes away all the sufferings. That is Vrishakapi. One who rains the fulfillment of desires of his devotees, and one who takes away all their sufferings. That is Vrishakapi. So let's see what the Acharyas are saying here about Vrishakapi. The word Vrishakapi refers to one who satisfies his devotee in every way. Satisfies his devotee in every way, same thing, right? Who rains fulfillment of his desire, satisfies in every way. And Kapi means who frees his devotee from all material anxieties. Vrisha refers to religious performances like sacrifices. Even without the execution of sacrifices, the Lord can still enjoy the supermost comforts of the heavenly planets. The statement that Purushottam, okay, then one was Vrishakapi. What are the other two names? One is Jagannath and the other is Devadeva. Jagannath, Jagat's Nath, the Lord of the universe, Purushottam, right? So this appears in the house of Vasudeva. So the statement that Jagannath would appear in the house of Vasudeva distinguishes the Supreme Personality of Godhead from ordinary persons. He is the Lord of the whole universe. Everyone else is maintained, but he is the master. He is different from all other persons. So the one who is going to appear in the house of Vasudeva is not one of the other living entities of this world. He is actually the Natha, the master. The statement that he personally appeared indicates that he did not send his plenary expansion. The word priyartham, that also we discussed, right? To please his most beloved gopis. Priya. Who are his priya? The gopis are his priya. To please his priyas, the Lord appeared. Who are his priyas? Rukmini, Radharani, like that. The most beloved. Okay. We also read this. Sri Veera Raghava Acharya. The following extra verse is accepted after 23. So after 23, one more verse is there. Srila Veeraraga Acharya gives this. Rishayopi tad adeshat kalpyantam pashurupinaha payodana mukhenapi vishnum tarpayitum suraha. O demigods. So 23. Let's see. So 21 said that while in trance, Lord Brahma heard the words. Okay. 22 says, Lord Brahma informed the demigods. The Lord knows already, right, what your problem is. And then here 23 says, he's going to appear as the son of Vasudeva. So here we said why he's coming, Tat Priyartham, right? So, but there's one verse before this, according to Srila Veeraraghava Acharya. What is that? This one, Rishayopi Tadadeshat. So what is that verse? O demigods, even great sages following the order of Vishnu appeared in the forms of cows and calves to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead by delivering milk. So this is the extra verse which we don't see in the Bhagavatam. And this verse is added by Srila Veeraraghava Acharya. It is revealed to him. So Srila Veeraraghava Acharya is saying there's one more verse. Before Krishna is going to appear, there's one more verse that says that great sages following the order of Lord Vishnu appeared in the form of cows and calves to please the Supreme Lord by delivering milk. So there's also a mention of cows and calves who are actually great sages. Okay, so that's the additional verse. Then we also read this paragraph. Ramanujacharya sometimes accepts Baladev as Shaktyavesh avatar. Okay, Baladev. This one is about Baladev. Vasudeva Kalanantaha. Kala means is Amsha of the Amsha, Kala, expansion. Who is that? Anantaha. Ananta is a Kala of Vasudev. Sahasravadanaha. So this Ananta has thousands of hoods and is Swarat. So, no. This person whose Kala is Ananta, who has 1,000 heads, okay? The person whose expansion is Ananta, he is Swarat, Svenaiva Rajyate. He is shining, right? He is shining. Agrato Bhavita Devo, Harehe Priya Chikishaya. And he has come as the elder brother of Vasudev. This person has come as the elder brother of Vasudev. And why he has appeared? Hare Priya Chikishaya, to please Hari, to perform activities which are pleasing to Hari, he has appeared. Okay. So now about that verse, Ramanujacharya is saying, Ramanujacharya sometimes accepts Baladev as a Shaktyavesha avatar. Shaktyavesha avatar. But Srila Jiva Goswami has explained that Baladev is an expansion of Krishna and that a part of Baladev is Sankarshan. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, from Krishna, so this is there in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the first expansion is Baladev. From Baladev you get Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So Sankarshan is Amsha of Baladev, is a part of Baladev. Although Baladev is identical with Sankarshan, he is the origin of Sankarshan and not otherwise. Baladev is the origin of Sankarshan. Therefore, the word Swarat has been used to indicate that Baladev always exists in his own independence, right? Svenaiva Rajyate. That means he's shining. Also, Swarat, the word Swarat means one who is independent, right? Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditarataschaर्थेषु abhigya Swarat, right? Swarat means he is completely independent. So, the word Swarat has been used to indicate that Baladev always exists in his own independence. The word Swarat also indicates that Baladev is beyond the material conception of existence, right? He shines in his own glory. He is, Swarat also indicates that he is beyond the material conception of existence. Maya cannot attract him, but because he is fully independent, Swarat, fully independent, he can appear by his spiritual potency wherever he likes, right? Just like yesterday we read about Krishna, that Krishna can give bhakti to anyone, even if that person doesn't have the qualifications. He can give that understanding about himself. The general procedure is you have to do sadhana bhakti, and by doing sadhana bhakti, you attract Krishna's mercy, and then by Krishna's mercy, then you will understand Krishna. That's the general procedure. But Krishna is not obliged to follow this system. If he wants, he can give bhakti to anyone he likes. Why? Because he's supremely independent. Like that Lord Balaram also. He's also fully independent. He can appear by his spiritual potency wherever he likes. And again, Maya is Maya, right? Maya is subordinate, is a maid servant. Maya cannot control. Maya controls everyone in the material world, but Maya cannot control the Supreme Lord. She's always behind him. She's a maid servant. He orders Maya. Here, I think there's a word that says, it will come in another place. But he orders. It's not like he's requesting or pleading. When Krishna tells Yogamaya, right? You have to take uh, Baladev from the womb of Rohini. I'm sorry, from the womb of Devaki and place in the womb of Rohini. Krishna was not requesting, oh Yogamaya, please do this. No, Adishta, he orders. He's the master. She's the maid servant. He orders you do this. Like that. That is Krishna's position. So similarly, Lord Balaram being the immediate expansion, he is the master, supremely independent. He is the Lord of Maya. Maya is fully under the control of Vishnu, because the material potency and Yogamaya mingle in the Lord's appearance. They are described as Ekanamsha, Ekanamsha, Eka, Ekana, Ekan, Ekan Amsha. Sometimes Ekanamsha is interpreted to mean without differentiation. Okay, we are talking about Yogamaya and Mahamaya here. One second. Let's go to the next verse. This one. Vishnur Maya Bhagavati Yaya Sammohitam Jagat Adishta. This one. Ordered. Adishta Prabhuna Amshena. Amshena. That means he's ordering this Maya. Which Maya? Vishnur Maya Bhagavati. She is, like Bhagavan. She is his Yogamaya. So he is ordering her and to go along with her Amsha. Prabhu Nam Shena. Adishta Prabhu Nam Shena. You go along with your Amsha. So who is the Amsha of Yogamaya? Mahamaya. Okay. Karyarthe Sambhavishyati. Sambhavishyati means you appear. Karyarthe. Why Karyarthe? There's some duty. I want to take some service from you. Both of you. Yogamaya and your Amsha Mahamaya. Okay. So Maya is fully under the control of Vishnu because the material potency and Yogamaya. So this material potency is Amsha of Yogamaya. And they mingle in the Lord's appearance. That means both of them have a role to play. The Lord's activities in relation to the devotees are carried out by Yogamaya, and the Lord's activities in relation to non-devotees are carried out by the material potency. And because both of them are mingling in the Lord's appearance, they are described as Ekanamsha, both you and your Amsha. Sometimes Ekanamsha is interpreted to mean without differentiation. Sankarshan and Sheshnaga are identical, as stated by Yamuna Devi. O Rama, O great Aunt Master of the world, who have extended yourself throughout the entire universe by one plenary expansion, it is not possible to understand you fully. That means, who is that? Ekamshena Sthito Jagat. That is the Paramatma. So Paramatma is an expansion. Ultimately, all expansions are coming from Lord Balaram. So if you say, "Oh Lord Balaram, you are the Paramatma," is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. But we should understand that Paramatma is expanding from Balaram. The origin is Balaram. That we have to remember. But there's nothing wrong by saying that you are Paramatma or you are Mahavishnu. There's nothing wrong there. Therefore, Ekamsha refers to Sheshanag. In other words, Baladev merely by his partial expansion sustains the entire universe. So again, Ekamsha. Anyway, let's move forward. So here, according to Ramanujacharya, Ekamsha refers to Sheshanag. So that we discussed in the previous verse, that Ananta is an expansion, Amsha of Lord Baladev, who's going to appear along with his brother. So that was according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay. Did we begin reading this verse also, this paragraph? The word Karyarthe refers to one. Did we read this? Priyanka Haripriya Mataji, you read last. Do you remember reading this?
No, Mataji, we didn't read this. We read this Ekamsha part. Yeah, I read, I mean.
You read. Okay, yeah, you were the last person. So we'll continue next. After Priyanka Haripriya Mataji, Saujanya Mataji and Pragnya, if you're able to read. Otherwise, I'll just read to save time. Go ahead, Pragnya. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
The word
Karyarthi.
Karyarthe refers to one who attracted the pregnancy of Devaki and bewildered Mother Yashoda. These pastimes are very confidential. The Supreme Personality of Godhead ordered Yogamaya to bewilder his associates in his pastimes and bewilder demons like Kamsa. As stated previously, Yogamayam Samadhisat. To give service to the Lord, Yogamaya appeared along with Mahamaya. Mahamaya refers to Yaha Samohitam Jagat, one who bewilders the entire material world. From this statement, it is to be understood that Yogamaya, in her partial expansion, becomes Mahamaya and bewilders the conditioned souls. In other words, the entire creation has two divisions: transcendental, spiritual, and material. Yogamaya manages the spiritual world, and by her partial expansion as Mahamaya, she manages the material world. As stated in the Narada
Pancharatra.
Mahamaya is a partial expansion of Yogamaya. The Narada Pancharatra clearly states that the Supreme Personality has one potency, which is sometimes described as Durga. The Brahma Samhita says, Chaiva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga. The Durga is not different from Yogamaya. When one understands Durga properly, he is immediately liberated, for Durga is originally the spiritual potency. Hladini Sakti, by whose mercy one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead very easily. Radha Krishna Pranaya Victor Hladini Sakti Asmad. The Mahamaya Sakti, however, is a covering of Yogamaya, and she is therefore called the covering potency. By this covering potency, the entire material world is a bewildered yoga samohikam jagat. In conclusion, bewildering the conditioned souls and liberating the devotees are both functions belonging to Yogamaya. Transferring the pregnancy of Devaki and keeping Mother Yashoda in deep sleep are both done by Yogamaya. Mahamaya cannot act upon such devotees, for they are always liberated. But although it is not possible for Mahamaya to control the liberated souls or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, she did bewilder Kamsa. This action of Yogamaya in presenting herself before Kamsa was the action of Mahamaya, not Yogamaya. Yogamaya cannot even see or touch such deluded persons as Kamsa. In Gandhi, the Markandeya Purana, Chanti, the Markandeya Purana, 11th chapter, Mahamaya says, during the 28th Yuga in the period of Vaishvata Manu, I shall take birth as the daughter of Yashvata and be known as Vindhyachala
Vasini.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You are super fast. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this was discussed already. So the Lord is ordering Yogamaya, who is his servant, to appear along with her expansion, Karyarthe, because I have some duties, right? What is that? Attract the pregnancy of Devaki, huh? And to Rohini, and also to bewilder Mother Yashoda. Bewilder Mother Yashoda. These pastimes are very confidential. Yes. Then, yeah, so to give service to the Lord. So why Yogamaya appeared? To give service to the Lord. And Mahamaya is the one. So one who is bewildering the conditioned souls, that's Mahamaya. And one who is pulling uh, Baladev to the womb from Devaki to Rohini, that is Yogamaya. One who is bewildering Yashoda. Bewildering Yashoda means um, when Yashodamai sees in the mouth of Krishna, right, the whole universe, and she's bewildered. How is she bewildered? That is another Maya. So if you go back to the verse that we, the class when we discussed that verse, there are details. There are three types of Maya actually. We are seeing two, Yogamaya, Mahamaya. There's a third Maya. How is Mother Yashoda bewildered? That third Maya is actually her prema, her love for Krishna. Even Yogamaya doesn't have power to control the pure devotees of Krishna, the Nitya Siddhas who are with Krishna all the time. Yogamaya also doesn't have the power to control them. That means they forget Krishna's position as the Supreme Lord. Is it because of Yogamaya's influence? No. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, of course, other acharyas say it is Yogamaya. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it's because of their intense prema, intense love, uh, that is counted as a third Maya. And that completely clouds, right, covers any knowledge about Krishna's being the Supreme Lord. So that's why Yashodama is bewildered. So these are the functions of, so any activities of the Lord in relation to his pure devotees, these are done by Yogamaya, and any activities of the Lord in relation to the conditioned souls, they are done by Mahamaya. So both are bewildered. Maya means one who bewilders, right? So the pure devotees are also bewildered, conditioned souls are bewildered, conditions of souls are bewildered by Mahamaya, pure devotees are bewildered by Yogamaya, and that's why she's called Maya, right? Bewildering. That means you see something as not present, uh, something which is not there, you see as it is there, right? Maya means that which is not there, right? But you see it as there, like that, Maya. So why Yogamaya? Because bewildering, she bewilders. So Yogamaya bewilders pure devotees, and Mahamaya bewilders the conditioned souls. But who is Mahamaya? Are they two separate entities? It's the same person. Yogamaya is, there's only one energy. That energy has various functions. So you can say her expansion is Mahamaya. Like that. So Durga also, in this world, Durga, we see Durga Devi as a trident. She's always piercing the conditioned souls with a trident, with Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidevika miseries, Durga Devi. But Durga Devi also has her spiritual counterpart. You know, karte Madhava Rasade, what you can do. So Durga Devi has her spiritual counterpart in the spiritual world. So that's Yogamaya, right? In the material world, and just like you have Yogamaya and Mahamaya. So it's the same person, but with different functions, right? Something like, there's a police officer. When he goes to work, he wears his uniform and he's very tough with the criminals. And then when he comes home, then he's a father, he's a husband, he's a son, and he can be a totally different personality, very affectionate, loving personality. But when he's with the criminals, he becomes. But he plays two different roles, like that. Okay. And then who's Durga Devi? Who's this Yogamaya? That's also actually Durga is originally the spiritual potency Haladini Shakti. We know Haladini Shakti Srimati Radharani, right? So Durga is originally the spiritual potency, Haladini Shakti, by whose mercy one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Haladini Shakti Rasman. Okay? But that does not mean now the Durga as we know of in this world, now you will worship her thinking that she is Radharani. No, her role is here. She is Mahamaya. Energy is the same. Again, remember, Prabhupada gives the example of electricity. There's only one electricity coming from the powerhouse, but the same electricity heats the room and cools the room. Right? It goes into the heater and heats the room, goes into the cooler and cools the room. Now, you cannot say it's the same electricity, so it does not matter whether I turn on the heater or the cooler, it is the same. In winter, if you turn on the AC, what will happen? Or in summer, you turn on the heater, what will happen? Like that. But you should understand the source is the same. Electricity is, there's only one electricity that's coming from the powerhouse. But when it goes, it has two different functions. So you have to act accordingly. Or another example, government, right? There's government that is funding different departments. The government is funding the prison house. It's also funding the education department, right? The government is funding education department. Now, the treatment of students who are doing very well in studies, how does the government treat them? Giving them scholarships, giving them awards and encouraging. And those who are criminals, the government builds a prison house for them and then punishes them there. Same government, but roles are different. Like that. The Lord Shakti, Haladini Shakti, is the origin, is the source. The Mahamaya Shakti, however, is a covering of Yoga Maya, and she is therefore called the covering potency. By this covering potency, the whole world is bewildered. Yaya sammohitam jagat. So what is the conclusion? Bewildering the conditioned souls and liberating the devotees are both functions belonging to Yogamaya. Why Yogamaya? Because it is Yogamaya's expansion only that comes as Mahamaya. So you can say it's all Yogamaya ultimately. Okay, so we discussed all this. Kamsa's bewilderment is done by whom? Mahamaya. Okay. Also in Chandi, in the Markandeya Purana 11th chapter, Mahamaya says, during the 28th Yuga, in the period of Vaivasvata Manu, that is our Yuga, 28th Yuga cycle, in that Dwapar Yuga, I will take birth as the daughter of Yashoda. Who is saying? So this is proof, right? Chandi in Markandeya Purana. Who is Chandi? Durga Devi. She's saying that I will take birth as the daughter of Yashoda. So this also should tell us that the daughter who is born to Yashoda Mai is Mahamaya. Mahamaya, not Yogamaya. Next paragraph. So Saujanya Mataji, are you able to read?
From where, Mataji?
The distinction between
The two Mayas, Yoga Maya and Mahamaya, is described as follows. Krishna's Rasa Leela with the gopis and the gopis' bewilderment in respect to their husbands, father-in-law, and other such relatives were arrangements of Yoga Maya in which Mahamaya had no influence. The Bhagavatam gives sufficient evidence of this when it clearly says Yoga Mayam Upashritaha. On the other hand, there were asuras led by Shalva and Kshatriyas like Duryodhana who were bereft of devotional service in spite of seeing Krishna's carrier Garuda and the universal form, and who could not understand Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This was also bewilderment, but this bewilderment was due to Mahamaya. Therefore, it is to be concluded that the Maya which drags a person from the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Jada Maya, and the Maya which acts on the transcendental platform is called Yoga Maya. When Nanda Maharaj was taken away by Varuna, he saw Krishna's opulence, but nonetheless he thought of Krishna as his son. Such feelings of parental love in the spiritual world are acts of Yogamaya, not of Jadamaya or Mahamaya. This is the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so this also we've discussed, just examples, right? What is Yogamaya's function and what is Mahamaya's function? The gopis, right? Bewildering the gopis in Ras Leela. That is whose function? That's actually another Maya, as I said, right? But then pulling Balaramji into Yashoda, Rohini's womb is Yogamaya's function, okay? And then bewildering the family members of the gopis, like her husbands, the gopis' husbands, gopis' mother-in-laws, fathers-in-law. When Krishna played the flute, and all the gopis in the middle of the night they ran, right, to respond to Krishna's flute. So at that time, why the fathers-in-law and mothers-in-law and husbands didn't object? They were fast asleep or whatever, how they were bewildered. That was the role of who? Yogamaya or Mahamaya? It's Yogamaya. Why? Are they devotees? Yes. Who can participate in direct pastimes of Krishna unless he's a devotee? The husbands of gopis are also devotees only. But they play that particular role to give, just like, you know, Srimati Radharani's sister-in-law and mother-in-law, Jatila Kutila. You think they're not devotees? But they always act in the, so like in a story, when you want some spice, there has to be a villain, right? And then there is the hero. So who plays the role of the villain? The Lord's pure devotees only play the roles of villain, like that. So therefore, even the gopis are husbands and fathers-in-law, mothers-in-law. They are not ordinary personalities. They are also devotees. So the Mahamaya has no control on them. They were not put to sleep or they were not bewildered by Mahamaya. That was also the role of Yogamaya only. But Duryodhan is not a devotee. And he was thinking Krishna to be an ordinary person. Why he thought Krishna is an ordinary person? Because he was under the influence of Maya. Which Maya? Mahamaya. Duryodhan is under the influence of Mahamaya. Kamsa under the influence of Mahamaya. Gopis' husbands and fathers-in-law under the influence of Yogamaya. Yashoda Mai and the gopis under the influence of Prema, third Maya. Prema, Krishna Prema. The extremity of their Prema, like this. So these are the examples. So the conclusion is that Maya, which drags a person from the supreme personality of Godhead, is Jada Maya or Mahamaya. And the Maya which is on transcendental platform is Yogamaya. And also Nanda Maharaj's feeling of affection for his sons, what is that? That's actually Prema. This is the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay, next, Achyut Priya Mataji. If you're able to read. Yes, Mataji. Shura Senamscha. Shura Senamscha.
Shura Senamscha, the son of Karta Virya Arjuna was Surasena, and the countries he ruled were also Surasena. This is noted by Sanatan Goswami in his Vaishnava Tosani commentary. In regards to Mathura, we find this quotation. Matyatintu jagat sarvam brahma jnanena yena va tatsara bhutam yasyam mathurasa nigatyate. When a self-realized soul acts in his transcendental position, his situation is called Mathura. In other words, when one acts in the process of Bhakti Yoga, when one acts in the process of Bhakti Yoga, he may live anywhere, but actually he lives in Mathura, Vrindavan. Devotion to Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, is the essence of all knowledge, and wherever such knowledge is manifested is called Mathura. Also, when one establishes Bhakti Yoga, excluding of all other methods, one situation is called Mathura. Yatra Nityam Sanihito Harihi. The place where Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, lives eternally is called Mathura. The word Nitya indicates eternity. The Supreme Lord is eternal and his abode is also eternal. Goloka eva nivarsati Latma Bhutaha. Although the Lord is always stationed in his abode, Goloka Vrindavan is present everywhere in fullness. This means that when the Supreme Lord descends to the surface of the world, his original abode is not weakened, for he can remain in his original abode and simultaneously descend upon Mathura, Vrindavan, Ayodhya, and other places. He does not need to descend. Since he is already present there, he simply manifests himself.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So, Shurasena, this is text 27. Okay. Shuraseno yadupatir mathuram avasampurim mathuran shurasenamscha vishayan bubujepura. So here, Shurasena, the chief of the Yadu dynasty, went to live in the city of Mathura. So that's why we are discussing Shurasena and Mathura. Mathura. That's being discussed here. And there he enjoyed the places known as Mathura and Shurasena. Okay. Shurasena Senamscha. Son of Kartavirya Arjuna is Shurasena. And the countries he ruled were known as Shurasena also. Because he was just like, we have Bhaktivedanta Swami Marg, right? Why? Because the person is so prominent that the place gets the name after. The Juhu property in Mumbai, it's called Hare Krishna land. Because Hare Krishna temple is so popular in that area, that whole place, that locality itself is called Hare Krishna land, like that. So similarly, Shurasena was such a prominent king that his entire city that he ruled is called Shurasena. This is noted by Sanatan Goswami. In regard to Mathura, we find this quotation. So now about Mathura. Mathyate tu jagat sarvam brahma jnanena yenava. So what does Mathura mean? Tatsara bhutam yad yasyam Mathura sa nigadyate. Where is this found? It's not mentioned. Okay. When a self-realized soul acts in his transcendental position, his situation is called Mathura. What is the other word? Remember, like Mathura? Someone who's on Shuddha Sattva platform. What is that Shuddha Sattva platform called? Anyone remembers? Shuddha Sattva platform. Like we have goodness, passion and ignorance. What is Shuddha Sattva platform called? It's called Vasudev platform. Vasudev. So Krishna will only appear in on the transcendental platform. He cannot appear on the mundane platform. He cannot touch material energy. So he appears to Vasudev because Vasudev is in Vasudev platform. He's transcendental. So similarly, another word is Mathura. When a self-realized soul acts in his transcendental position, his situation is called Mathura. When one acts in the process of Bhakti Yoga, he can live anywhere. That's the thing. Like Srila Prabhupada said, wherever he traveled, he was carrying Vrindavan in his heart. So Mathura, Vrindavan, these places, of course, the actual physical place has significance. The Lord performed pastimes, this place descended. But that place is also the state of consciousness. If you are actually Krishna conscious all the time, then it's just like the embassy, right? You have the United States and you have the embassy of United States in other countries. So you have US embassy in Kolkata. You have US embassy in Delhi, in India. So that once you enter that area, the US embassy, it's US actually. Although it is within India, but while you are inside that property, Indian government will not have any right on you. That is US. It's as if somebody comes into the United States. That's the embassy. Similarly, when you are on the transcendental platform, if you are actually on that platform, Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanavritam Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam, right? When you are doing pure devotional service continuously, then you become the embassy of Golok Vrindavan. Wherever you go, you are actually carrying Mathura Vrindavan there. You become the embassy. You may be in America, you may be in Australia, Africa, wherever, but actually you are not in Africa. That's what Srila Prabhupada also said. I don't belong, I'm not in America, I'm not in India, I'm not in the material world, Srila Prabhupada said. Because he's completely Krishna conscious. So when you're acting in Krishna consciousness, and not just like now when I'm acting in, no. You have to be pure devotee, right? Then wherever you go, actually you are not belonging to that place. You are not of that place. You are carrying Vrindavan with you, Mathura. You become Mathura. You become Vrindavan. So when one acts in the process of Bhakti Yoga, he may live anywhere, but actually he lives in Mathura Vrindavan. Devotion to Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, is the essence of all knowledge. And wherever such knowledge is manifested, is called Mathura. What knowledge? Devotion to Krishna. Which Krishna? Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. So devotion to Krishna. So we are talking specifically of Brajendra Nandan Krishna. So devotion to Krishna is the essence of all knowledge. This is the highest form of religion. Devotion to Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj or the son of Yashodamai. This is the essence of all knowledge. Wherever such knowledge is manifested, that place is Mathura. When one establishes bhakti, that's why Srila Prabhupada said all his centers are Vaikuntha. All his centers are Golok Vrindavan. Why? Because what happens in his centers? Devotion to Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, the son of Yashodamai. Devotion to Krishna is happening 24/7. From early in the morning until late at night. There's only one activity in the temple. Serve the deity, worship and spread, educate. Spread this knowledge. What knowledge? Devotion to Krishna. Wherever such knowledge is manifested, that place is Mathura, regardless of where it is. When one establishes Bhakti Yoga, excluding all other methods, one situation is called Mathura also. So you are establishing Bhakti Yoga, so there's no Mishra Bhakti here. Excluding all other method means Jnana Karma Dhyanavritam, nothing else. Not Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, no. All this is applicable when you are doing pure devotional service, pure unalloyed devotional service. Then you are Mathura. Right? When you establish bhakti excluding all other methods, like Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dharma projjita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Right? Dharma projjita kaitava. Kaitava dharma is projjita. It is kicked out. It is thrown out from Srimad Bhagavatam. So when you establish only bhakti, kicking out all other types of dharmas, right? This dharma, that dharma. No. Only one dharma. What is that? Bhakti to Krishna. Then you are Mathura. Yatra nityam sannihito harihi. Yatra nityam, constantly. Sannihito hari. Hari is always there. That place is Mathura. That place where Hari is always residing, that is Mathura. So if you're performing bhakti all the time, only bhakti, exclusively bhakti, then you become Mathura. The place where Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, lives eternally is called Mathura. The word Nitya means eternally, eternality. The Supreme Lord is eternal, his abode is eternal. Goloka eva nivasatya khilatma bhutaha. Where does the eternal Lord live? In Goloka. Although the Lord is always stationed in his abode Goloka, Vrindavan, he is present everywhere in fullness. This means that when the Lord descends, it doesn't mean that now Golok became empty. He came here and no. That is material conception. If I am in Philadelphia now, I'm not in Mayapur anymore. That is my conditioned state. But for Radha Madhav, it is not like that. For Panchatattva, it is not like that. They are there and they are here and they are everywhere. Wherever his devotees are worshipping him, are remembering him, he's there. And he's also there in Mayapur, he's there in Goloka. This is Krishna. It's not that if he's here, then he's not there. It's not like that. His abode is never empty. The Supreme Lord is eternal. He can remain in his original abode and simultaneously descend upon Mathura, Vrindavan, Ayodhya, and other places. He does not need to descend since he's already present there. Yeah, this is another point. He's there everywhere, not just as Paramatma. Now, another thing that we think is he's there as Paramatma. Paramatma means Kshirodakashai Vishnu, who is an expansion of the expansion of the expansion of Krishna. So, original Krishna is not here. He's only in Golok Vrindavan. No, original Krishna is also there everywhere. So it's we may not imagine that when he's descending, he's climbing the steps down slowly, coming down to the material world. It's not like that. Best example is when Uttara went and prayed to Krishna. My Lord, this is the last in her womb was Parikshit, Abhimanyu's child, and Ashwatthama had released this Brahmastra. Now, Uttara was concerned. This is my husband is dead. Everyone else. This is the last heir to the entire Kuru dynasty. Please save this child. You may kill me. Let this Brahmastra kill me, but let it save my child. What did Krishna do? Did Uttara see Krishna disappear from in front of his eyes and then entering? Did everyone see him entering into her womb? No. Krishna was standing there still. He was standing in front of Uttara, Kunti, everyone was there. But Krishna, who is there everywhere, who's also there in the womb, immediately he became active. Active means he became manifest there in the womb and he started, going around with his club in the womb of Uttara, protecting the embryo. So he's there everywhere. That is the point. It's not that, if I'm calling from here, then Radha Madhav has to come from Mayapur to listen to my prayers. No, he's right here also. If the devotee can become an embassy, wouldn't the Lord be present everywhere? If you're remembering the Lord, then you become Vrindavan, it is said. Wherever you go, you're Vrindavan. If you go, then can the Lord not be present everywhere? So he's there everywhere. It's not that when he comes here, he's not there. He doesn't even need, Srila Prabhupada is saying he's already present. It's not that he has to come down. Okay, so maybe we should stop here for today and we'll continue tomorrow. We'll read Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, maybe, hopefully, we'll be able to finish it by tomorrow, the commentaries part. And then day after tomorrow, I think we can start the second chapter. Let's read Bhagavad Gita. Achut Priya Mataji read today. So if Aditi Lata Mataji and Arunita are there, they will read. If not, Inba Inya will read tomorrow. Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, text 35. Please repeat. Bhayadranad uparatam mamsyante tvam maharathaha yesham cha tvam bahumato bhutva yasyasi laghavam. The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant. Yes. So Arjun, you are respected so much You are a very famous warrior. Everyone knows that you are uh, number one Kshatriya on the whole planet. And now, if you run away from the battlefield, it's going to spoil your name. That we saw in yesterday's verse, previous verse to this. And you are thinking they will understand your noble purpose, why you are leaving the battlefield. You think they will all think that, oh, Arjun is so great, even though he was able to defeat all the Kauravas single-handedly in the Virata war, and he defeated the uh, Kalakanyas for Lord Indra and Nivata Kavachas. Single-handedly he defeated. He's so powerful. What is this, Kaurava army for him? He has defeated the enemies of demigods. What, this is nothing for him. He could have easily defeated, but still he's so noble. See, he didn't want to kill his grandfather and teacher. So much respect he has for them. So he went back. Wow, Arjun is so glorious. You think this is what people are going to think about you? No, that's not what they're going to think about you, my dear Arjun. They will think, look at Arjun. He has become a coward. He's running away from the battlefield. And they will jeer at you. They will laugh at you. They'll make fun of you. They'll throw rotten tomatoes at you. Will you be able to take that? After being honored, now when they insult you, call you a napunsaka. Napunsak means uh, eunuch, who has lost his masculinity, right? Will you be happy? You are a Kshatriya, right? A Kshatriya won't be able to tolerate insults. That's the reason why they aggravate each other before they start fighting. Because when you hurl insults at a Kshatriya, he becomes really angry. And in that anger, then they will fight. So when they make such insults, when they insult you like that, will you be able to take that? You're saying you'll become a sadhu, you'll eat roots and fruits and sit in the forest. No, you're a Kshatriya. So what will people think about you, Krishna is saying, after you leave? The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only. Seeing the big army, oh, they have so many Akshauhinis, we have only this much. My God, this is an ocean of army. Out of fear, he ran away. That's what they will think. And thus they will consider you insignificant. Oh, Arjun was not so great after all. We were just, thinking he was. Now we see the reality of Arjun. That's how they will talk about you. Purport: Lord Krishna continued to give his verdict to Arjun. Do not think that the great generals like Duryodhan, Karna, and other contemporaries will think that you have left the battlefield out of compassion for your brothers and grandfather. They will think that you have left out of fear for your life, and thus their high estimation of your personality will go to hell. Krishna is waking up Arjun. Srila Prabhupada's Leela Amrita. Continuation. Okay, so where did we read? So Srila Prabhupada is giving classes, and then so this was the first day, and then all types of people came, and Prabhupada spoke. So many people got up and left initially. After the kirtan was over, they got up and left. But the older ones, a few of them who knew Prabhupada from before, they stayed back to hear, because they were uh, honest enough to admit that even though we have read the whole Bhagavad Gita, we have not understood. We have to hear from Swamiji, right? They were humble enough to sit and hear. So then also we saw Prabhupada was speaking, and then how the girls and the dogs and the traffic, so much noise, but still Prabhupada kept the door open so that nobody may walk away without coming inside. If somebody wanted to come inside, the door should be open, welcoming them. And then we saw this derelict, right, like a bum. he walked inside and said something and went out, and he came back and put the toilet paper, and without saying anything he just walked off, right? And Srila Prabhupada appreciated, and he said, see how natural it is to serve, to offer service is natural, even though he may not be in proper, you know, uh, mental condition, yeah, mindset, but still it was natural for him to offer service, because Krishna consciousness is natural for the soul, spirit soul. And after the whole thing, one person came up with some question. I didn't understand what he was asking. And then Srila Prabhupada patiently, tried to hear. And then he said to one of the students, can you take his question? Can you talk to him? And that person was, and then Prabhupada said, all right, no more questions, because they're not able to ask any intelligent questions. So Srila Prabhupada said, let's do kirtan. And Srila Prabhupada did kirtan. And then everyone was, um, once again, all the sounds outside, they all died because of the kirtan. They couldn't hear anything now except the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And then Srila Prabhupada cut up an apple and he took one piece himself and circulated it around. So that was the class on 26 2nd Avenue. As Prabhupada retired to his apartment and his guests disappeared, this was in the night, by the way. When the class ended, it was 9 o'clock in the night already. And then there was some kirtan and then apple prasad. As Prabhupada retired to his apartment and his guests disappeared through the front door back into the city, Don and Raphael would turn out the lights, lock the front door, and go to sleep on the floor in their blankets. So Don and Raphael were actually staying there in the storefront, sleeping in the storefront. Don and Raphael had needed a place to stay when they heard about the Swami's place. Prabhupada had a policy that any boy who expressed even a little interest in becoming his student could stay in the storefront and make it his home. Of course, Prabhupada would ask them to contribute toward the rent and meals. But if, like Don and Raphael, they had no money, then it was still all right, provided they helped in other ways. Don and Raphael were the first two boys to take advantage of Prabhupada's offer. They were attracted to Swamiji and the chanting, but they weren't serious about his philosophy or the disciplines of devotional life. They had no jobs and no money. Their hair was long and unkempt, and they lived and slept in the same clothes day after day. Prabhupada stipulated that at least while they were on the premises, they could not break his rules. No intoxication, illicit sex, meat eating, or gambling. He knew these two boarders weren't serious students, but he allowed them to stay in hopes that gradually they would become serious. Often, some wayfaring stranger would stop by looking for a place to stay the night, and Don and Raphael would welcome him. An old white-bearded Indian turned Christian who was on a walking mission proclaiming the end of the world, and whose feet were covered with bandages, once slept for a few nights on a wooden bench in the storefront. Some nights, as many as 10 drifters would seek shelter at the storefront. 10 people. And Don and Raphael would admit them, explaining that the Swami didn't object as long as they got up early. Even drifters whose only interest was a free meal could stay, and after the morning class and breakfast, they would usually drift off again into Maya. Don and Raphael were the Swami's steady boarders, although during the day they also went out, returning only for meals, sleep, and evening chanting. Occasionally they would bathe, and then they would use the Swami's bathroom up in his apartment. Sometimes they would hang out in the storefront during the day, and if someone stopped by asking about the Swami's classes, they would tell the person all they knew, which wasn't much. They admitted that they weren't really into the Swami's philosophy, and they didn't claim to be his followers. If someone persisted in inquiring about the Swami's teachings, Don and Raphael would suggest, why don't you go up and talk to him? The Swami lives in the apartment building out back. Why don't you go up and see him? Like that. So the rest we can read tomorrow. It's already time. Okay. Thank you all, dear devotees, for joining this morning. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. All of you have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.